Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today you may be wondering, what's this video going to be about? School life. Well, this is, I feel like, the part that you're probably most interested in here. Is strategic management. She did strategic management, but we had Korean classes, but her level of Korean was higher than mine. With our strategic management, it was between 9:30 to 12 p.m. And then we had a break between 12 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. During that break, we would, usually eat or just take some rest. And then our second class, our Korean class, would be 1:30 to 2:30 p.m. Yeah. Also, with our Korean classes, there was an assessment, which for me personally, for the Korean level language 1, we only had a final exam, which it was both written and speaking. What about for you?
Yeah, same for me.
Yeah.
For level 2, you had like assessments in between, as well as speaking assessments.
And there was some like frequent quizzes or some sort of like that.
Dictation or something.
But when you start your subjects and your courses, you get a syllabus, so you'll get further specific information regarding that. For us as well, strategic management, we had a few assessments actually. We had a group presentation as well as a final exam, and we had one more, which was homework assignments as well. Yeah. There was also participation marks. However, they didn't really check, did they?
Like, not really.
Yeah, not really, right?
Just up to you.
Yeah, but there's attendance, so make sure that you do attend and don't skip. I think it's like 1 to 2 classes maximum, or else you might fail the course.
Yeah, wasn't too hard. Very similar to like normal business course I would do back at home.
I like that our lecturer was pretty enthusiastic, right?
He's very insightful.
Yeah.
He was like a professor in strategy, but he took to life.
So trying to make our professor, trying to make our course more relatable and interesting. Everyone's like studying the subjects and courses. This is the best opportunity for you to make friends, right? And in terms of, for me personally, I thought making friends wasn't too difficult because everyone was very open-minded. Everyone came from different countries, and everyone wanted to make new friends. Yeah. Did you find the same? Yeah. Yes. In terms of talking about our university, our campus was quite big, would you say, or?
I think it was quite big.
How would you describe the
layout
campus?
Was very similar to my home uni.
Oh, really?
In terms of in terms of there's being a main road down the middle and buildings on either side.
On either side of it, correct.
And then there'll be like an underground passage as well.
That was pretty cool, right? Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
They had the merch shop, like some restaurants, and like a place to hang out, or like a meetup kind of area.
I went on the campus tour. That was pretty good. I felt like it was pretty quick. However, they gave like a general tour around the area. A part that was a bit frustrating was it was a long road, right? So there was a lot of walking to do. And then especially traveling from our student accommodation to the main walkway, it was a bit of a trek, right? It was up a hill, right? It was very inconvenient.
Very bright, very open-minded.
Oh, definitely very smart, I feel like always try to be open-minded and be open to that. Yes. We'll now move on to transportation, and this is pretty, it's not too complicated with the transportation system in Korea. Way better than Australia, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And then so transportation, we will recommend, number one for me was Google Maps, so it was very easy to navigate, and I would recommend buying a T-Money card. So usually a T-Money card you can buy in a convenience store, or can you buy in the station as well?
Yeah, station.
Yeah, in the station as well.
Yeah. To top up at station or convenience store.
Yeah. And the T-Money card you're able to use for
pretty much all
all transportations,
like bus, train,
taxis and
airport limousine, bus,
exactly. So it's very convenient and you have to make sure you just top up your money.
Our uni dorm is very close to the Hiya University Backgate bus stop.
On to that, if you want to just catch the subway just for great convenience, there's like she said earlier, there's a nearby station called the Sinchon station, as well as the Hiya University station. Nearby to the Sinchon station, there's like a red monument. How would you describe it? It's like a red telescope, top part of a telescope, where it's called a red telescope. And this is a pretty popular place where it's like a meeting spot where you can meet up with others. Because usually local Koreans should know what that is, right? So moving on, our favorite places in Yonsei that we'll recommend to you. So number one would definitely be the cafeteria. I personally like the cafeteria at the SU building, which is the which is the school union building.
Student union.
And through there, they had many levels, right? I think
Yeah.
apparently the lowest level is the cheapest. Yeah?
Yeah.
And then as you go higher, it's more expensive. It's a really nice place to hang out spot, and that's another way where you can make new friends, where after class, you can just go eat with them. Other places I also recommend the new business school building. That was so beautiful, right?
Yeah, they have like escalators, lifts.
Correct.
Great place to study if you want
Yeah.
to study there. They have
Exactly.
great facilities
Yeah.
there, like rooms.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we were lucky enough because we were studying strategic management. Our class was in there, right? Apparently, many people get jealous of students studying in that building because it's very new facilities and all. So I guess if you're deciding to study a business subject, that would be a pro tool. The last area that I would recommend would definitely be the co-op shop. You can buy lots of cool merch, and then luckily I was able to buy merch, and she was able to buy merch. So I bought this Yonsei shirt. It's actually a pretty nice shirt, and you also bought one too as well, right? And for me, the sizing is it's like Asian sizing, correct? So my sizing is like an extra large.
And I got a medium.
A medium, yeah.
So a medium their medium for Yonsei t-shirts is like a small
In Australia, yeah. So but yeah, there's a lot of Korean merch, especially Yonsei merch. So feel free to check them out in your spare time. Yeah.
So I like to hang out in the SK Global cafeteria, which is right underneath our dorm. Very convenient and lots of good food, ranging from around 3,000 to like 8 to 9,000 won.
Yeah, especially because like we didn't have to like go out in the cold just to go to that building. It was connected, so it's pretty convenient. Yeah. And then moving on, I guess like just some tips for those who are really considering to do this program. Definitely dress warmly, as we said it before, because it's really freezing in winter. However, if you're going to go during summer, you have a bit more. It's not as bad, right? Sorry, it's actually pretty bad during Korean summer. It's actually pretty bad. So making sure, be wary of what you're dressing and making sure it's appropriate for the weather. Also, I would recommend when you're starting the program, try and make a Kakao group chat. Especially, it's a good way to maintain contact with people who you probably first see on your first day. But then also making sure that you guys have a group where you guys can potentially become a close group. Group network of friends.
It's just easier to communicate.
Definitely, yeah. And definitely I would say be open-minded when you're going to a new country, especially when it's a different culture. Be a bit more mindful about that. Yeah.
Especially like on transport, don't be too loud. We bumped into an incident where this old guy told us to like shut up.
Yeah.
Because
we apparently were too loud. Yeah.
We were a little too loud.
We were
a little too loud.
Exactly.
In Busan, especially in Busan, because like I feel like there's more elderly people there.
Elderly
more,
people,
like, traditional, conventional thinking compared to like Seoul.
Yeah.
Where it's more like fast paced.
I guess like just make the most of it. I mean, like you're there, like for your first time, and you just wanna even like just participate more in class, just get outside your comfort zone, undertake new challenges, do something new. Every opportunity I would say is to make new friends, because these friends can last for a lifetime, even though as cheesy it can sound. Another aspect is if you're really interested in the nightlife and clubbing, be cautious about your belongings as well as your safety.
Yeah.
Definitely, right?
So be careful.
Be careful of the guys.
Yeah.
The guys,
They can be quite. Some of them can be just like very how would you say it, like chill, and others can be very like
forceful on you as well. Make sure you're looking after each other and of yourself. Yeah. And lastly, for me, I would just say be careful of the scammers out there, because especially on the streets, they will come up for you, probably just asking for navigation, or like even just selling some. What was it for you?
Like selling some like holiday or something.
Holiday packs. There's so be careful about of your safety and not to get tricked by those people.
And try not to get sick.
Do not get sick. Try not to get sick. Yeah, definitely.
And like eat some fruit. I know like Korean food's like really good, but like try and like eat fruit.
Eat fruits here and there. Yeah, that's very important.
Then like salt throat lozenges. If like just in case. So I guess we'll jump into our last corner, which is
our last corner.
Our Instagram Q&A session.
So luckily we were able to ask our beautiful Instagram followers regarding some questions that they may have regarding Korea or even about the short-term exchange program. So yeah, we'll start. There were some questions asked about me, so go through some of the questions. So first of all, C.yn.chen asked, "Oh, single room tour, please. I never saw it." This single room tour, I'll include a clip of it and try to just show you how our single room tour is like. The toilets. Oh wow. And then refrigerator. Oh, pretty small room, but nice. Harry_Lee5 asked, "How many bottles did you drink?" Oh, I think it was pretty lit to count, but I would say probably maybe 2 to 3 bottles, like 4 per night. But then usually for each night we would share, so I feel like sometimes it's hard to count, and then there's a lot of sharing and miscalculations. Also spending as well for so, especially when it's so cheap. Jimina_Lin asks, "What was your favorite day and least favorite day?" I guess favorite day would be definitely the Lotte World. That was a highlight. I really enjoyed myself. And dressing up in the school uniform. And my least favorite day would personally be probably the last day. It was pretty bittersweet. Like I was pretty happy and relieved to go back to my home country, like Sydney, but I was sad to make it end. Another one, oh, C.yn Chen, a good follower, oh my god. Were you okay? Did you have fun? Oh, of course I was okay, what do you mean? Yeah, I was pretty okay. I enjoyed myself, had fun. However, coming back, at times I'll have withdrawals because it's pretty sad that it's ended. Neil Nandoska asked, better Wi-Fi, Korea vs Sydney. What would you say?
Yeah, I think it was like super fast.
Dude, Korean internet was pretty good. Yeah. Clubbing scene better than Sydney? Definitely. Lit nightlife in Korea, I would definitely recommend for those interested in partying or drinking. So convenient, so accessible, so cheap, and very fun. Well now, Tiffany, do you want to answer some of your questions that your beautiful Instagram followers has asked you? Yeah?
So let's start off with the first question. Lovely Maria Kim asked, "Oh my god, for how long?" That's why I thought you were traveling. Yeah, she thought you probably thought I was traveling, but yeah.
Hiding too much, right? From your story.
Yeah. I also had classes. Yeah. I'm gonna skip this one. Crystal Ruby asked, "How many times did you go clubbing?" I think in total we went 5 nights of clubbing.
5 nights of clubbing.
Yeah. We did do some days we did do like club hopping or pub hopping or bar hopping, but like it's sometimes kind of expensive when like the entrance fee costs like 10,000 to 15,000 per.
Sometimes for girls though, you guys are lucky. You guys have free entry, right?
No.
Oh no.
It's not free entry, but it's like cheaper.
Sorry.
It's a little bit cheaper. It's a little bit cheaper sometimes. So next question, C.yn Chen.
Such a good follower of us. Wow.
Asked, "How much did you drink on average every weekend?" I think I drank about 2 bottles per night we went out. It's really hard to say because we did a lot of sharing, like Alex said.
Yeah.
Ornaz asked, "What was it like traveling with Alex?"
Wow, what an interesting question.
It was okay. He wasn't a bad travel partner. Sometimes a lost cause because he kept losing things.
I wasn't a worst lost cause, was I?
I guess, yeah. So he was alright. Yeah.
Instagram followers who asked us questions, thank you to them to asking us questions, and we have covered a few topics that we thought might be useful for those students who might be interested in applying for this program, and we really hope it's useful, right? And definitely thank you very much, Tiffany, for joining me this time. You were a lovely guest to share your information. And thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.